Yo, what is up guys, it is FPL Jammy here and welcome to my new draft with the fixtures now out. I had a chance to redo my team to fit a fixtures accordingly and sort of come up with a little plan that I will be thinking about doing for the start of FPL. So again, if you like this video, you know what to do. Please subscribe for more videos that are coming out frequently. Make sure to leave a like and also comment. Let me know what you're rocking with in your team, and yeah, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so as you can see I have a 4-4-2 formation. Now this is not the formation I'd ideally like to rock, but it's just a formation that I have at the moment. If I actually go down, you'll see that on the bench I have Greenwood, who would usually be in the starting lineup, but as you may have seen, Man United and Man City's fixtures have been not postponed, but they're not playing in game week 1, so they're playing from game week 2 onwards. So that means that you can't have Man United or City players in your starting team because they won't play. But I've decided to opt for the one, so I'm just going to start with Greenwood as the player. I'm going to explain why I've got him in my team. I want him in my team. He's a player I'm certain I've always wanted. He's never gone out of my team since I've had him in at the start. And yeah, I think having him on the bench for 7.5 million doesn't drain too much out of the team, and he can be put in for game week 2 against Crystal Palace at home. So yeah, bit of an odd player to start with, but we'll get into the rest of the team now. As per normal, we'll start with the goalkeeper. McCarthy and Nyland, they're actually okay. They actually rotate quite well, better than I thought they would, to be honest. So for now, that's definitely going to be my pair. I mean, Nyland doesn't play the first game week, but I'm pretty sure that McCarthy has a hard fixture in the second game week, whereas Nyland's isn't as hard. So they do actually rotate quite well, and that's going to be the plan. They only cost a cumulative 8.5 million between them, well, for both of them. So yeah, that's really good value in my opinion for the goalkeepers. Next, we'll start off with Kyle Walker-Peters. This guy could change, to be honest. There's quite a few different 4.5 million options, but for now I've got him in just because I feel like he's got a little bit of attacking threat at Southampton. I really rate him as a player. As a Spurs fan, I was quite upset that we got rid of him, but yeah, I think he could do alright, get a few attacking returns. He actually has Tottenham, I think, game week 2, so I actually kind of want to play him against Tottenham because it's his old club. You know, it's just that sort of thing where you play against your old club and you get an assist or something, you have a really good game. So yeah, I don't know, Kyle Walker-Peters in the team for me. Not a no-brainer, but I just thought he makes up the bench a lot of the time as well. Usually I would have Dallas in, but against Liverpool away I don't fancy him to get a clean sheet at all. So that's why I've gone with Kyle Walker-Peters against Crystal Palace. Then we have Ferguson, not guaranteed to be playing yet, but as of things stand, I don't think Crystal Palace have a better right back. They've got Kelly, who's kind of shocking. So I kind of expect Ferguson to start. A lot of people calling him the new Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So yeah, he could be. So he'll actually start in my team. I think Southampton is a good fixture. So unless I see that Ferguson is just not playing in the preseason, this guy is staying in my team. Next player, we've got Alexander-Arnold against Leeds at home. Wow, this makes me excited because I can definitely see Alexander-Arnold getting a few assists in this game against Leeds, newly promoted. Leeds, the best team in the Championship by the looks of things, but Liverpool are the best team in the Premier League, and there should be a big gap in skill between Leeds and Liverpool. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that game. I think Alexander-Arnold could definitely get a few attacking returns, and of course a clean sheet. Next we have Werner against Sheffield United, and this is the sort of game where I expect it to be like 1-1 or something, but I'm hoping Wolves can get the clean sheet. Werner obviously could be getting some attacking returns. You know how Wolves do like to play their fullbacks quite high up the pitch and get involved in the attacking play. So yeah, he could definitely get some returns. I don't feel like the defense has the best fixtures, but they're also not the worst. So I'm fairly happy with my defence. I have gone cheap, obviously, apart from Alexander-Arnold, to get funds into that front six that we're going to go into now. So, Pereira from West Brom. Now, this guy was a little magician in the Championship. He got 8 goals and 16 assists, and that's official assists. So, I think a stat is for actual fantasy assists. He would have got 20 assists in the Championship, which is absolutely phenomenal. I'm hoping he can do the same. West Brom have got very nice fixtures, and they're only 6 million. He's just a good punt for me. He's definitely be in my team, I think. So yeah, I really like the look of him. He's a really good player. Brazilian as well. You know, Brazilians just tend to do well. So, you know, I see him as a good little punt. On to the next player, we have Aubameyang. Yeah, I think this is a no-brainer for the start of the season because there is no Man City, because there is no Man United. Just having Aubameyang for that 12 million raw against Fulham as well, newly promoted side, he could easily score a couple of goals. He may even be my captain. It's definitely a toss-up between Aubameyang and Salah for my captain. I do think so. On to Salah. Yeah, you've got to have Salah in your team, in my opinion. He just every year scores loads of goals, gets a lot of assists, gets a high point tally, which is what you want really. It's kind of a no-brainer to put in your team. Against Leeds at home, probably will end up being my captain. But yeah, just a phenomenal player to have. And why him and not Mane, as I said in my previous video, is purely because of the penalty rule that Salah has when James Milner is not on the pitch. So I think that gives him a chance to get a few extra goals than Mane. And obviously previous years he's always beat Mane in points, just slightly, but always beat him in points. So yeah, that's why I've gone for Mohamed Salah. And then last but not least, in the midfield we have Son against Everton at home. Yeah, Son wasn't originally going to be in my team, but because there's no Man United, because there's no Man City, I feel like he's probably one of the best midfielders you can actually have. And Tottenham actually have a very nice run of fixtures. So Everton at home, we always, as I'm a Tottenham fan of course, we always tend to do well against Everton. So I've seen Son score quite a lot of goals against Everton, and it was actually very tempting to put Harry Kane into this team as well. But I didn't want to not have Werner, who we'll go on to next, I guess. Timo Werner, new signing, scored 28 goals in the Bundesliga if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, he should just score a lot of goals in the Premier League. You're going to think so. I mean, with Ziyech, obviously potentially Havertz as well coming into that Chelsea team, it seems like they've got a lot more attacking threat now than they've ever had in the last season. So I think Timo Werner could really score a few goals. Their fixtures aren't that bad at all. Obviously Liverpool game week 2, but Brighton for game week 1. I definitely think he can get a goal or two in that game for sure. And last but not least, Mitrovic. Now, in my opinion, Mitrovic is probably the best out of the 6 million strikers. I'm not expecting anything major from him in FPL at all. Just hopefully 10 or 15 goals, 10 to 15 goals, sorry, even, because I feel like that is what this player can provide in the Premier League. He's done it before, he's got experience playing in the Premier League, and of course he also scored a 20 something goals in the Championship. Not sure on the exact number, but yeah, scored a lot of goals in the Championship, so he's quite a proven striker. Arsenal at home, not the greatest fixture, but Arsenal aren't what they used to be, so yeah, I can see him potentially scoring, and he's just probably the best out of the 6 million options in my opinion, so that's why he's in my team. Onto the bench we have Nyland, going to be rotating of course with McCarthy. We then have Dallas. Leeds didn't unfortunately have the best of fixtures, but when he does have a favourable fixture, Dallas will be in my team because I really like him as a prospect. He can play all sorts of positions. He can play left back, he can play right back. He's even been known to play in the midfield for Leeds last season. So when he's playing in that midfield, he could get a lot of points. And yeah, he scored 5 goals, 3 assists last season in the Championship. I do think he has a lot of potential this year in FPL. Then we have Greenwood. As I said, this guy will be coming into the starting lineup in game week 2 and probably staying in my team the majority of the season unless Man United signs Sancho. I don't really see a reason to get Greenwood out of the team. I think he's cemented his place after some really good performances last year at the end of the year. So yeah, definitely a great player to have. Obviously he won't be in the starting lineup for game week 1, but I just have him in game week 2 already, so I already have that Man United attacker for game week 2, and maybe I can consider a Man City attacker to transfer in for game week 2, maybe for the likes of Aubameyang, potentially for the likes of Salah, who has Chelsea and Arsenal as game week 2 and game week 3. You know, they're hard fixtures. He might not do as well as he usually would do. I don't know. Salah's sometimes a player you should really just have and forget. But I don't know. We'll see. Potentially, I want to have De Bruyne in there, maybe Sterling. So yeah, definitely could be an interesting transfer made game week 2 or something like that. And last but not least, we have Wickham against Southampton. There's nothing to say about this player. He won't start. He's just in my team because he's cheap. I feel like the best place to have a player where they're not going to play is striker, because in the midfield this year you seems to have a lot of good options. So yeah, I've got Mitrovic and Werner as my 2 strikers. I'm happy with that. I don't need a 3rd striker. So yeah, I'm very happy to just have Wickham on the bench. Not really bothered about him, to be honest. Don't really need 3 substitutes that actually play. Maybe I will get that whenever I do my wild card, which usually is quite early on for me. I do like playing my wild card early on in the season. So yeah, nothing to say about Wickham. He's on the bench, whatever. He's 4.5 million. Who cares? So yeah, that is all my team. If we just go into list view, you can sort of see their points from last season. McCarthy only got 104 points, but I'm expecting him to get a lot more. He didn't actually play all of the season. Walker Peters 32, didn't get any attacking returns. I do not think so, but I do feel like he has the potential to get attacking returns. Alexander-Arnold 210. Go on, if you don't have him, what are you doing at this point? Pereira, obviously championship. Vinagre didn't get the most minutes, but of course Johnny is injured, so he will be getting minutes at the start of the season. Aubameyang with 205 points. If he can do that again, he'll actually get something about 240 points because of all the clean sheet points, because of all the extra points for that 1 goal, for that 1 point for a goal, sorry. So yeah, Aubameyang looks like a really good player to have at the start of the season. Salah 233 is consistent. He seems to get high points every year. How can you not have him? You know. Son 169. Actually got more points than Harry Kane, which is why I haven't really considered Kane this year. Kane did play less minutes than usual, but the last 2 seasons he hasn't surpassed that 20 goal mark, which is really what you want to see from Harry Kane. He is a world-class striker, but yeah, I just don't feel like he's that extra million over Werner. I feel like Werner can offer the same as Harry Kane. That's why I've gone for Werner, and as a Tottenham fan that was kind of hard to do, because you know, you want to back your own players, but this is FPL. We're trying to get the most points for our team here, not trying to back our favourite players. So yeah, that's why I've gone for Werner, and obviously these haven't played in the Premiership the previous season. So yeah, that's my team. Hopefully you guys think it's pretty good. Let me know what you think in the comments, and let me know if you're going to go with any of these players yourself. And yeah, one last final look. That's my team. That's my bench. It will change probably a lot depending on pre-season, but for now I do feel like this is one of the best drafts you can get for what we have available to us right now. I do feel like this is one of the drafts that make a lot of sense. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're new around here, please subscribe, like the video, and obviously comment your team below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.